If you enjoy the content on this channel, please like and subscribe. The 7th season of the American television sitcom Frasier aired on NBC from September 23, 1999 to May 18, 2000. As with every Frasier season, the opening title card changes colour. In this season, it was yellow. Once again, the season stars Kelsey Grammer as Frasier Crane, Jane Leaves as Daphne Moon, David Hyde Pierce as Niles Crane, Perry Glippen as Roz Doyle, and John Mahoney as Martin Crane. With former cast regular Dan Butler, who played Bulldog, starring in only one episode, namely The Dog That Rocks the Cradle. Special guest stars in the season were Jane Addams playing Mel Karanowski, Niles' girlfriend and later wife, Sol Rubinek as Donnie Douglas, Daphne Moon's fiancé, Anthony LaPaglia as Simon Moon, Daphne's brother, Rita Wilson playing Mia Preston or Hester Crane in the episode Mamma Mia, Jean Smart as Lorna Linney in the episode Big Crane on Campus, with Harriet Sansom Harris returning as Bebe Glazer and Bebe Neuwirth returning as Lilith Sternen. Unfortunately, in later seasons of Frasier, there would be less guest callers as the show would move away from focusing on Frasier Crane's radio show. In this season, though, in episode There's Something About Dr. Mary, two notable guest callers are Gloria Estefan as Maria and Isaac Mizrahi as Gabe. Season 7 was nominated for 3 Creative Art Emmy Awards and 6 Primetime Emmy Awards, winning 2. Frasier received 4 nominations at the 58th Golden Globe Awards, and Grammer won Best Actor in a Television Series, Musical or Comedy. The cast also won an Outstanding Performance by an Ensemble Cast in a Comedy Series at the 6th Screen Actors Guild Awards. Writers Christopher Lloyd and Joe Keenan won a Writers Guild of America Award for Something Borrowed, Something Blue, while Keenan also received a nomination for Out with Dad. Ron Folk earned a nomination from the American Cinema Editors for his work on Dark Side of the Moon, while Pamela Fryman was nominated for Outstanding Directing in a Comedy Series at the Directors Guild of America Awards for The Flight Before Christmas. Casting director Jeff Greenberg received a nomination at the 16th RTS Awards. Frasier gathered 10 nominations from Online Film and Television Association. The show was nominated for 3 accolades at the 2nd Annual TV Guide Awards, including Favorite Comedy Series and Favorite TV Pet. It also garnered 6 nominations at the Viewers for Quality Television Awards. Some fun trivia notes. In episode 8, The Late Dr. Crane, Frasier and Niles have a minor car accident, blooding Frasier's nose, and they end up in hospital. In real life, Kelsey Grammer's nose injury and broken ankle were written into the episode. In the episode The Dog That Rocks the Cradle, Dan Butler's character Bulldog is the main focus. This would be his last appearance until season 9, where he would only appear sporadically after that. This is also the first time that Roz calls him Bob instead of Bulldog. In the episode They're Playing Our Song, before the orchestra begins to play his jingle for the first time, Frasier says, "The time we have been waiting for is at hand," and with a simple bow to the muse Calliope, "Let us begin." In Greek mythology, Calliope is the muse who presides over eloquence and epic poetry. The title is borrowed from the musical They're Playing Our Song, with a book by Neil Simon, the lyrics by Carol Bayer Sager, and music by Marvin Hamlish. The musical is based on the real-life relationship between Hamlish and Sager. The episode is similar to an episode of Cheers in the final season, titled Do Not Forsake Me, O My Postman, in which Rebecca Howe hires a jingle writer, played by John Mahoney, who of course plays Martin Crane, in Frasier. Mahoney's character is to write a jingle to advertise the bar. Ironically, in Frasier, it is his character Martin Crane who comes up with a successful jingle to advertise Frasier's show, much to his son's annoyance. In the episode Morning Becomes Entertainment, there is a scene where Kelsey Grammer is clearly wearing his wedding ring. The scene after this, he's not wearing his ring anymore. Now once again, Frasier Season 7 is absolutely magnificent, brilliant and superb. This is just one of those shows that just keeps getting better and better and better. The writing never dulls or weakens, and the cast by this point, of course, knew their characters just so well and bring them to life with such perfection that each episode is just so entertaining, riveting and engaging as the last. The main focus of Season 7 is the upcoming wedding of Daphne and Donnie. The love life for Niles appears to take shape when he meets Melody Karnofsky and begins a relationship with her. However, the love lives for both he and Daphne become very complicated when a heavily medicated Frasier inadvertently spills the beans to Daphne about Niles and his powerful infatuation for her. From here now, of course, we are faced with the almost shoe on the opposite foot, as it's now Daphne that has feelings for Niles and has to pretend otherwise. Of course, in conclusion, finally we get these two together after 7 years of waiting for this very moment. It's well worth the wait though, as Daphne and Niles just bring it to life with absolute perfection. It is a bit awkward though at first to see the two of them together, because one of the best dynamics of the show was Niles' infatuation being kept hidden, and how much he felt for Daphne, but she was of course completely oblivious to this. Frasier continues in his pursuit now to find love, although in this season he seemingly seems to be playing matchmaker more often. And I found Martin Crane much more toned down in this season, less being the morally righteous character and more sort of a fun side character. My one gripe with the season maybe was casting Anthony LaPaglia as Simon, Daphne's annoying brother. Anthony, who is an Australian actor, delivers a generic Cockney accent, sounding nothing like the Manchurian that of course Daphne is. I just thought this casting was lazy and a bit off the mark, as they would have done far better to cast an actual actor from Manchester. And my one other little gripe maybe is sometimes the chemistry here between David Hyde Pierce and Jane Leeves doesn't quite leap off the screen. But then again, these of course are two characters that have now taken the first step into a romantic relationship for the first time in 7 years. So I suppose it would be somewhat awkward and new. Overall though, Frasier Season 7 is just as good as all the 6 that came before it. This is a wonderfully witty, sophisticated and incredibly well-made comedy show that will really stand the test of time. It's a show that always brings a smile to my face and leaves me wanting more. Frasier Season 7 gets a 9 out of 10.